Hi Emma, I'm going to make a recording of my notes for this. I noticed actually that all the answers that you got were correct, so we'll start with number 7. The error with number 7 basically is that you cannot integrate the numerator and then the denominator. Okay, because there's not a rule that says we can integrate numerators and denominators separately. We have a quotient here, so we have to do something with that. One trick, an option, it will guarantee you can simplify and make this easier, is to separate like this, and simplify each of these terms. And I'm going to let you do that. I'm just going to give you some hints. Separate each of these terms, and then you should be able to integrate that. Okay, for number 8, you have the right idea here with cosine being u. This 4 can just come out front. So right here, when we're integrating, that should just be the 4. We don't need to do any changing of the u and du because I do see that you had the 4 here, but if you put it out in front, you don't have to worry about the switching up of the fractions. And what ended up happening is you wrote u as cosine x originally, but then when you started doing other calculations, you wrote it as 4 cosine x. So I'm not sure if that's what you were intending to do or not. But what I think honestly is the error, and I saw this in another one that I'm going to mention. So you can redo it with u as cosine x, etc. But when you're changing the limits, you did the right thing here by changing these limits. These limits are now u. But what happened here, let me change my pen to something a little bit, like a smaller size maybe. What I'm noticing is that right here, let's see the best place to put it, like right here, you plugged in, you put it back in x, but then you put in your new u limits. Do you see that? So you did this on another problem too. So really, if you put it back in x, if you rewrite this u back as with an x in it, then your limits don't need to change because you're now back in x and the original limits are x limits. Okay? I noticed the same thing with number 9. Everything looks great except right here when you integrate ln u and then you put it back in x, these limits should just be the original limits then. Only change the limits if you plan on leaving it in u. Okay? Everything else looks good there for that. Number 11, you are on the right track with trying a by parts, but I do think you may want to try letting u be y squared because it will make du simpler to y. And then you may actually have to do integration by parts twice on this one. I'm not sure. I think you might. But in any case, that should work fine for that one.